Hey everybody, it's Steph. Today I just again need to talk about losing my friend and how I'm feeling. Everybody around me is tired of hearing about it, so I figured I'd talk to the camera yet again. And I'm sure that this isn't a vlog that's gonna be for many people, and it's likely just for myself. So if you saw the last vlog, I recently lost one of my closest friends. Suddenly, there was nobody knew anything was wrong with her. It was very unexpected. And I still don't think we're sure of the cause of death. There's Samantha. She's come in to say hello. Waiting on toxicology, but I don't expect anything to show in that. There's been a lot of tears. I keep crying. It's like now it's been just over 3 weeks since the last time I talked to her. I even broke out the tarot to feel a connection with her, and that's not something I typically do with tarot. I use tarot as a tool for shadow work, for self-mastery, understanding my psyche mainly. And just the tears of, I'm supposed to be calling you on the phone. I'm supposed to be talking to you on the phone to reach out to you. It's still bizarre, not real, or feels not real, or maybe I don't want it to be real. For the first week, waking up, my eyes would open, and I can't believe she's dead. Now that has stopped. It's not the immediate first thought. It does end up being a part of my first few minute thoughts, but it's not the very first thought now. But I've come to notice that a lot of my tears, especially the tears that are so heavy you can't breathe, your sinuses close up, so bad that your ears like close up and they need to pop, is when I think about her kids. What you doing, poo-poo? And it's because I know they're in a nightmare. I have a really good idea of what they're going through. I don't know exactly what they're going through because their circumstances, their living situation is different than what mine was when my father passed away when I was 14. I do know what it's like to not know anything was wrong with your parent and them just suddenly dropping dead. That's what me and my sister got to experience. it'll be 30 years in a month. It'll be 30 years. Um, um, let's see, where was I? Yeah, it'll be 30 years in May. But again, our family structure was a little different. My parents weren't divorced. I don't know. Feel like I felt like I come from a much more stable family. Or what felt stable and secure. Now, let me tell you, when my dad died, that illusion of our stability fell apart. But it felt more secure than I know what those kids were feeling before their mother died. Because their parents had just went through their divorce. I can't open the window, Samantha. It's too cold. But yeah, I cry so hard for those kids because it makes me remember what I went through. And I don't want them to go through it. I know there's nothing I can do. But like I said, I know for me, it felt like I was I was in a nightmare and I couldn't wake up. And everything was just falling apart. And it's made me realize that, through this, I'm kind of re-experiencing what I went through almost 30 years ago. Which I felt I had processed, accepted, and let go. I have accepted my dad's death. For the first 15 years, I cried every day. Once I got beyond that, I'm angry, all that stuff. That first year, you go through the disbelief, the bargaining, the anger. There was some not crying. I was very violent. I punched holes in the walls and kicked things. Did a lot of damage in the house. But once I got beyond that stage, just every day, there were tears for Dad. And I created a book of art. I did it to send to someone to share my story with them. And in doing that, I suddenly quit crying because I put it into art. I don't know, I just quit crying. And at some point, it was like I reached the realization that my dad has been dead longer than he was alive for my life. So most of my life I've known without him. And I just, at some point, just reached acceptance. Do I have moments of, I'd love to hear his laugh or see him, but it doesn't bring pain in my heart. See him smile, give him a hug, get to have an adult conversation with him, sure, but it doesn't hurt. So yeah, again, I don't ache for my dad's presence anymore. So I mean, I was like, I thought I processed all of it, but I guess maybe it's just part of me is still holding on to the trauma that I went through after he passed. Because I made a lot of poor decisions. And I had other things happen to me that weren't great. I mean, I ended up in a mental hospital because of how I was handling his death, and then I got raped there. So for a long time, my issue was if Dad hadn't died, this would have never happened. I only had these experiences because Dad died, and they were negative experiences. And that's where I'm worried for those kids that I hope they don't end up having some of the god awful experiences I had. I don't, yeah. I just hope they don't go through horrible experiences. Losing your parent is bad enough at that age. So yeah. I mean, I guess I have accepted my dad's death, but I have yet to fully accept the events that happened afterward. Although I know that all those things made me who I am today, I wouldn't have the empathy or compassion, understanding, wisdom that I have without those experiences. So yeah, one of my best friends dying kind of echoes my dad. And it brought things back up to the surface. I still haven't accepted her passing, but it's only been 2 weeks. Still bouts of random tears. I mean, my mind won't even be on it, and it'll just pop up. And every time I get a text message, especially certain times of the day, I still think it's going to be Deanna. I'm still looking for her. And there's been some things happen that I wanted to share with her, and she's not there. So yeah, I don't know how long it's gonna take. I just know I miss her. I love her. And I hope she knew how much. I would fuss at her occasionally and then complain to my bestie, because she was so darn stubborn. She was so stubborn. So yeah, my complaints would be I can't get her to listen. Uh, I don't think I have anything else to say. So I'm gonna leave it there. Um, I hope you all are doing well. And I'll see you in the next one. I love you guys. Bye.